Welcome to another episode of That's Good Broncos, the only Denver Broncos show that's now taking shots of beer. Because we're trying to lose weight. I'm Brandon Perna, and today we're recapping the Broncos-Raiders game from Monday Night Football, and we're looking at highlights like this one. And lowlights like this one. The big story from the 17th meeting between the Broncos and the Raiders on Monday Night Football was not the 37-21 stomping the Broncos handed to the Raiders. In fact, the big story was this guy, Marquette King. Why was he the story? Because he's the only fucking black punter I've ever seen in my life. Then I looked it up. Turns out, another guy named Reggie Robbie was a punter for the Dolphins. The real story from Monday night's game was the Broncos only scored 4 touchdowns. The way this season started, I can barely call 4 touchdowns highlights. Now, 4 touchdowns is great if you're a Jaguars fan or a Browns fan, but Broncos fans expect a 5 touchdown minimum. So let's take a look at a couple plays from the game that made me tingle like I just downed a sweet bottle of white wine and Oxycontin. Oh man, do I miss those days. Eric Decker, the John Stamos of the Broncos, makes a nice catch here and turns it into the biggest gain of the evening as he snakes his way through the Oakland defense. Oh, I'm a slippery Eric Decker. Snake, snake, snake. I haven't seen that many slippery plays since Jake the Snake Plumber left the Broncos for retirement and to become a professional handball player. Wes Welker exploits some broken coverage here and then finishes the play with a nice slide. Nobody can touch Wes Welker. And finally, Monty Ball makes a 2.5-yard gain. Somehow fun to watch. That was just a nice run, Monty. Learn to hold on to the ball, though, buddy. 2 fumbles in the last 2 games. 1 more, and we're cutting off one of your fingers. That won't help you carry the ball, but every time you have a ball in your hand, it'll be a reminder not to fumble the fucking football. But my favorite offensive plays come on back-to-back runs from Ronnie Hillman. Hillman gashes them for 13 yards. And then immediately on the next play, guts them for another 20 yards. It's like, come on, Oakland. Have you ever heard of back-to-back run plays? With that said, let's take a look at the Raiders highlights from the evening. First, we have my favorite Raider, Sebastian Janikowski, putting on his baseball hat. Yes, this qualifies as a Raiders highlight. Then we have the Denver Bronco defensive line, aka the Bang Bus, making a gangbang sack on Terrelle Pryor. Uh-oh, what's this? A bad snap. Nice catch, Terrelle. Nice catch. I guess we can't expect quarterbacks to make catches. The receivers are supposed to make the catches. So really the center's probably to blame for that one, is what I'm trying to say. Then we have Robert Ayers, whose play has significantly improved this season, making a non-gangbang style regular sack. Now our defense continues to impress, especially against the run. Darren McFadden looked more like Darren McSadden. What? I'm not above a pun. Have you seen this show? So let's look at McSadden. McSadden getting more sad here. Getting sadder here. Weeping here and here. What did Darren McFadden have before the game? Yeah, you betcha. He had a McSaddy meal. Darren McSadden. Now, the other thing I love about the defense is that it's physical. Just like me and my girlfriend used to be before she saw my naked body with the lights on. Not a clever joke, just a sad, sad truth. Now, let's take a look and a listen to the best hits from the game. Watch out, Butler. Here comes a freight train. Pow! Watch out, Rashad Jennings. Here comes a semi-truck. Pow! And both of those hits were dropped by my new favorite D-back, Kayvon Webster. And what did Webster do? He laid him out. He laid him out good. Then we have the hit by Wesley Woodyard that knocked Terrelle Pryor out of the game with a concussion. Now, it's not funny that Terrelle Pryor got hurt, but it's okay because Woodyard apologized right after the play by doing this. Sorry. It simply means he's apologizing. And finally, it's my favorite part of the show. We're looking at the strange and the weird highlights at the game that you are probably too stupid or drunk to notice. But that's okay, because that's why you have me. First, we got this Raider who spits on his face mask. If you're going to spit out of your face mask, you should wait until a JJ Stokes is right in front of you. You can remember Romanowski, can't you? Not even Romanowski can remember Romanowski, but we can. And my favorite strange clip from the game is this. It's one of the guys on Peyton Manning's support team. His name is Jim Bob Cooter. Jim Bob Cooter. I have to hand it to Jim Bob Cooter for somehow managing to escape the backwoods shanty that he was both born and named in, and scrapping his way into the NFL. So he must be doing something right, even though his parents failed miserably at naming him. I mean, he has 2 first names, and his last name is the clinical term for pussy. Jim Bob Cooter. Click on one of these episodes. You can watch my recap of the Ravens game or the Giants game. Both have highlights. Both are mediocre like this one. But if you like the Broncos, you're gonna like those episodes. Let's do this. I'm gonna take the time to ask you to subscribe to my channel and be direct and tell you that you should subscribe to my channel. I asked John Elway if he thought you should subscribe to my channel, and he said this. Yep. Do you think Elway's stupid? I don't think so. So listen to him. Subscribe to That's Good Broncos.